Hello everyone and welcome back to a very exciting and nerve-wracking video. In this video I am going to be showing you how I'm preparing for my Cambridge interviews. I feel very out of place, very out of my comfort zone, because this is not something I ever thought I was capable of. But I suppose that's the whole point of this video, is sharing how I feel about my interview, sharing how I am preparing, in hope that there are a couple of you out there who are in the same boat as me and we can just help ourselves out. So just a few details, a few overviews for those of you who don't really know a lot about me. I study biology, psychology and maths at A-levels, and I'm currently predicted 3 A stars in my A-levels, which is terrifying. Yeah, and I have applied for the University of Cambridge to do psychological and behavioural sciences, or otherwise known as PBS. I applied to Jesus College, and that is where my interviews are from. So it will be people who are part of Jesus College. They will be the ones interviewing me. Yeah, I was really nervous because I've heard that people were hearing back from their colleges in Cambridge, and I heard back very, very late. Literally like 5 days ago I heard back, and my interview is in 2 weeks' time. Terrifying. I have two interviews on the same day, on the 10th of December. It was never my dream to go to Cambridge. I never even considered applying until around this time last year. Yeah, because I originally planned to do medicine, not psychology, and I really fell out of love with chemistry. I started doing chemistry A-level alongside with my other 3, and yeah, I really didn't get on well with it. So I wanted to drop chemistry, which obviously means that I can't do medicine anymore. And that was when I picked up the idea that I genuinely could pursue psychology all the way, literally to the highest level of psychology I can get to. And yeah, that's where my passion kind of grew. It was then when my teacher was like, you need to be going for the most competitive course you can get out there. And that was when I started looking at Oxford and Cambridge, and I found the Cambridge course suited me a little bit more than the Oxford course. But my first step is they actually gave us a massive guide of how to prep for interview, what to expect from interview, and I am going to print that off and read it over again. I've read it twice already, but I really don't want to miss anything out because I feel like that could be a very, very rookie error. However, one thing they did talk about was rereading your personal statement. This is my personal statement. As you can tell, I've reread it. This is the only thing that I've done so far, is reread this, and like you can see, I've analysed it and basically ripped it to shreds with different things that I've included, things that I think that they'll want to talk about and will pull me up on. And then I have just jotted down a few questions that I think they could ask. Please ignore that noise. My hamster is genuinely on a mad one. He's been really disrupted because we've just cleaned his cage, and now he's like scratching everywhere. It's literally midday. I think you should be asleep. But yeah, this is the only thing I've done so far. I have made a little to-do list of the little things that I want to get done in order to interview prep, and this was right at the top of the list, so that's one thing I can check off. So yeah, I'm gonna slowly move through the list and hopefully become a lot more prepared for my interview. Okay, I am not gonna lie, I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know how to start. Like, I've just read over some more of the information about the Zoom, which I definitely will print off closer to the time because it tells me how to like connect to the like call and stuff. Yeah, oh, I forgot to mention, both my interviews are virtual. They're done through Zoom, which is also terrifying because I feel like I can portray myself a lot better in person than through a screen. However, we've just got to work with it. I'm going to sit and watch how other people have prepared and how, like, what they think about the interview experience, basically, because I'm a bit nervous that I'm going to do something wrong. I don't really know how to prepare. It's actually terrifying. Okay, so I've just spent some time watching an official Cambridge interview video, and yeah, I've noted down what they spoke about was the purpose of an interview, and then just some key tips. And I think this is going to be the one that I need to follow the most, is do not over prepare. I'm so stressed about preparing that I feel like I will do everything that I won't end up actually using in the interview. So I feel like this might be something I need to follow. I've then also just gone onto the website for the course, and I've just wrote a breakdown of basically the topics of the course, like structure, because there's a few topics in here that I'm not as knowledgeable about. For example, I don't really know what anthropology is, like biological anthropology. I do have this research paper that I wrote about in my personal statement, which is based on epigenetics, which is a fat research paper that I did analyse beforehand, but I am going to reread this because one of the tips was to make sure that you know the stuff that you've put in your personal statement. And so yeah, I'm probably gonna have to reread this. So I think I'm gonna have a little bit of a less reading, and I think I'm gonna see if I can find a TED talk or some sort of lecture that a expert has done based on developmental psychology, because I'm kind of more interested in this humanities-based part of this course. I want to know more, because I feel like I know a lot about neurobiology. I know a lot about biopsych because I do A-level biology, so it really overlaps with psychology. However, I don't do humanities, so I don't understand how sociology, history and philosophy can overlap with psychology, and I want to know more. So I'm going to do a bit on developmental psychology first, and then I'm going to see if I can find something on philosophy or anthropology. I might have to do a research paper for that, because I feel like I need a more in-depth knowledge than just a TED talk. But I am going to see if I can find a TED talk on developmental psychology. Hello, it is now day 2 of my interview prep, and this is probably going to be a bit of a short clip, but I did want to just film it because I feel like I've had a massive light bulb moment. Yeah, I basically found this article ages ago and I saved it on my Safari in hopes that I would read it randomly, and yeah, I got round to reading it. And I do say so myself, it is a bit of a gem. There's so many ideas in there that really match up to what I wrote about in my personal statement, which is basically how COVID really grew, made me learn a lot about myself in terms of mental, how we think, and it made me learn about a lot about other people. And this article really matches up with basically the reason why I want to do psychology, and I genuinely think it will really support what I want to say in an interview. So yes, I'm now going to sit and jot down a few notes and kind of brainstorm my own ideas and try and link it back to my personal statement. Basically, I'm just going to have a fat I don't even know, I'm going to write so much. I'm just so like inspired by this article. It wasn't even a big article, there was no sort of research, it was just kind of pulling ideas together, which is exactly what I needed, because it's inspired me to talk about my EPQ as well, because it's related to COVID-19, to the increase in substance use disorder, and my EPQ talks about the negative effects of substance use disorders. So it's, yeah, I feel like it is an article that can really pull together a lot of ideas to do with different elements of psychology. Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm gonna sit and jot down a few notes after reading this article. Hello everyone, so it is currently mock interview day. It is Thursday the 2nd of December. So at the moment it is currently 9 days till my interview. 8 days to my interview, and yeah, I'm a little bit scared. This mock interview I don't really see being that effective for helping me prepare, because he does not even know what subjects I'm studying, so how can he come up with some knowledgeable psychology questions to ask me? So I guess we'll see how it is. I will explain how I found the mock interview afterwards, because I do think just having a conversation with someone is a really good way to prepare. So if you are preparing at the moment, or if you have interviews coming up for whatever it is, talking to someone about whatever you're being interviewed about is probably the best way you can prepare, because it actually makes you realise how you speak and how you portray your ideas, and whether you need to focus on your vocabulary more or your mannerism. So yeah, that is one tip of advice that I'm definitely going to give in this video. I think talking aloud to someone, or just even your wall, like genuinely by yourself, bit sad, I probably will do it as well. I think it just gives yourself a bit of a better idea of how it is that you speak about your subject, and maybe record yourself as well, because watching yourself back can make you realise that you've said like too much, or make you like you've said too much. I will vlog kinda as much as I can in terms of me going into the interview, me coming out of the interview. Obviously it's at school, so I don't really know how that's gonna work. But yes, last night I did finish off that little idea that I had. Sorry that this vlog, like this video is really like skittish, kind of like scattered. It is because my preparation is very scattered across my week, so yeah. Hello, I'm back home from school now. I'm not feeling the greatest, hence why I'm literally like in bed and I look like this, but I did want to update you guys with how my mock interview went. Overall, did not expect it at all. I did not expect him to ask me the questions he did, and yeah, overall it was a very gaining experience. He kind of spoke me through how it is that they will want me to speak and how I can display my answers more effectively. And yeah, so it basically started him off. He read my personal statement, because he got me to email my personal statement to him. He read it through, and then we sat and discussed my work experience and a psychological first aid course that I did, which, by the way, he like is now researching to see whether they can like get the teachers to do a PFA course, which is honestly insane. Like, whoa, like crazy. But yes, he then proceeded to ask me 3 questions, and he said he just wants to assess how it is I think and then give me feedback. For anyone who is maybe doing psychology and would want to know the questions, because this is only a mock interview, of course I want to give you as much as I can give you. So yeah, the 3 questions were, I couldn't remember the first one for ages, and then I just remembered it because I want to research some more questions like that, so I can like see how it is I can think. So the first question was, do we require a language to think? Which I straight and went, yeah, I think. And now reflecting, yeah. So basically, like, he argued that instead of going straight in with an answer of yes or no, I need to state my point to start with. I need to say what it is that we're actually assessing. So what is the first thing that I would think about that question is, what is a language? What defines a language? What type of thinking processes there are? And then make a for and against argument with examples before then drawing a conclusion. Whereas I was very quick to state my conclusion first, which he said, like, don't be so solid, make sure you have a balance, which, yeah, that was pretty clear. And then my other two questions were, how many monkeys do you require for an experiment? And if you do psychology, we do an experiment about Harlow's monkeys. So all I could think about was him. And yeah, so I spoke about the ethical implications that having a large sample of monkeys could have. Obviously, it's unnecessary to talk about, to use monkeys to that extent if it's going to result in the killing or hurtful harm of the monkeys. However, using a large sample, I then spoke about, enables like statistical testing, so we can test the data more, we can see if the experiment was like significant. And then the last one was really hard, like it really threw me off, and it was, do snails have a conscience? And I didn't really quite gather about what the conscious mind is made of, and I should have just thought about like the id and the super ego. Well, id is fully unconscious, but like super ego and ego are conscious, and I should have just thought about that and what that involves. But I've really struggled, like I really struggled with that one. I didn't know how to form my argument, so I am going to try and do some research on conscious and the non-conscious mind. But I think now, instead of focusing so much more on research, I'm going to find some more questions like those and see, yeah, how I would answer them, what my like arguments would be, because I think it is questions like, starting to think about it now, it makes more sense to throw a big question like that that's quite philosophical, quite, there is no right answer in those, and then have a discussion about it than they give me an answer and I'm expected to get the right answer or like give my own opinion about something. So yeah, that is one thing I'd say from the interview, is that I gained a lot of knowledge about the type of questions they would answer. I didn't expect that at all.